to the Custumz YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be finishing on taking all of the stuff off the cab of the 71 C10. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the cab completely removed today, but I'm going to have it ready to be removed. The cab is pretty heavy, so we're definitely going to need the tractor to lift that one off. So I'll come back to the video when I get up to the shop. Out good, so which I probably didn't have to remove the seatbelt bolts, but I just did it because I'm stripping everything out anyway. So all that came out good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up right now. I have to get the steering column out, and then the cab will be ready to lift off. All right, so from the inside of the cab, I need to take those Phillips screws out and those bolts right there. And I think there's some bolts on the outside that I need to take off too. That's gonna remove that. And that should be all to drop the column. So let's go ahead and get this out, and then I'll go in the front and disconnect whatever I need to disconnect from there and try to get this out. Alright, I got the column dropped, got the bolts out. Let me show you. Got the clamps from around there. I got the bolt out of there. Right in there is like a clamp that squeezed that together. Got that out, and it still wasn't coming out. And I realized, you see these little tiny bolts right there and over there. Let me show you where those are. And I gotta remember where these are. So when I go to put this back together, it needs to be there. That's that bolt, and it's one over in this area right there. So got to get those out, and hopefully I can get this column out. All right, steering column is out. Just a couple of yanks on it and twist it so that this shifter stuff can come through the firewall, and that's it. So what's next is I need to disconnect this, I think this emergency brake cable, or I might cut it, depends. And I think there's another cable that I might need to take loose. But I'm just gonna go up under it and look and make sure everything that's supposed to be disconnected is disconnected. Okay, so I spent way more time than I probably care to admit to say trying to get this bracket off of this e-brake cable so it can go through that hole right there. I can't get this bracket off, so I'm gonna cut the bracket off. So let me go ahead and do that now, because just like I said, I spent a lot of time trying to get this thing. All right, so it's dark now. I got everything off, and it's too dark for me to actually start removing the cab, so that's going to be in another video. And I actually need to cut these fuel lines. I just thought about that. All right, so it's the next morning. I'm going to pick up where we left off. Here are the fuel lines that I need to cut, and we're going to try to get this cab pulled off today. I'm going to go ahead and cut these, and let me see, do I have to cut them? Or can he? Yeah, I'll just cut them right here and pull them through. So, all right, let me get these cut. And I actually made the device that we're going to use to lift the cab off. So I'll show that to you when I get these fuel lines cut. Okay, so I made this device. It's just a 2x6 We put 2 of them together and put some eye bolts in it, and it's just gonna go across and lift the cab off. We're gonna use the tractor to lift it off. So what I'm gonna do now is I mark the spots where it's gonna make contact with the inside of the door frame, or I'll show you. I marked the spots where it's gonna hit, like right here. So I'm gonna put some kind of cushion material, so like styrofoam stuff right there, just to give it something to sink down into. And I marked both sides. So let me go ahead and get that drilled on there, and we can figure out how we're gonna do this. Okay, so I just put this thick styrofoam on here, just like I said before, just to cushion that little door, that ridge on the door. Just a little cushion. It's not going to be provide much, but I just rather have that than to have that metal on the bare board. And I got them on both sides, so that should work out. Hopefully this works and we can get this cab pulled off. So let me get ready to get the tractor and try to line this thing up. We have a whole bunch of these railroad cross ties, and I'm gonna stack them up to actually put the bed, the cab, and the front clip on them while I'm working on the frame. So alright, so this is what I'm going for. I got them stacked up, and now we just got to move the parts. Alright, so if you didn't get the vision earlier about how I was going to do this, this is how I'm going to do it. So you see it's going across both sides, and as we lift this up, this part here is kind of like going to saddle the door. Of course it's going to push down on it, just like I said before. I just wanted to provide some kind of cushion. But that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna connect the chain from this side over to that side, and that's how we're gonna lift it up. Alright, so trying to figure out how to hook this cab to get it off. I got the chains going up. I don't want to use the straps. I'm a little nervous about the straps because I don't think they're strong enough. So I'm going to use the chain, and what I have to do is I'm going to make sure that these styrofoam pieces that I have is going to be protecting my the rail right here, water rail, rain rail, whatever it is called. But I'm gonna make sure it's protected on both sides, and hopefully we do this without damaging anything, and we got to transfer it all the way down the hill to put it on the cross ties as well. So get ready to do it now. I'm gonna try to time lapse it, so let's go. Alright, so the bed, the cab, and the front clip is now down the hill, and it's on these cross ties. So that is it for the cab removal, and I'll go ahead and close this video out and tell you what's next. Alright, so everything's off. The day has gotten away from me, so I'm not going to be able to pressure wash it today. I'm just going to scrape some stuff off of it, and I'll get back to cleaning it up tomorrow. Back from the shop, you saw I got the cab taken off. I got the bed, the cab, and the front clip lined up on some railroad cross ties. We had a bunch of those, so I figure I'll use those instead of spending money on wood to try to build stands to hold all the pieces. So in the next video, I have something I need to do with the Maverick. So the next video is going to be a Maverick video. I have to get this stuff taken care of that car so I can put it up for sale and get it out of here. And after that, I'll get back to working on a frame of the C10. So thanks for watching. Click on that subscribe button if you haven't. Click that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.